Week 15, NFL Power Rankings. Oh boy, let's go. What a fucking week, huh? Games rescheduled, players not playing. It's either the last week of your fantasy league or the first week of the playoffs. And the NFL offense decides to take a nap. That seems fun. But let's go ahead and get into these power rankings, huh? Number 32, Jacksonville Jaguars. As if anybody else should be in this position. And the Jacksonville Jaguars are officially on the fucking clock. Actually, a lot can happen in the final 3 weeks of the season. We all know that. But I can't see the Jaguars actually winning another game. Why would they want to? This past weekend, they had their first game without Urban Meyer. And I'll be honest with you, I took Jacksonville to win that game against Houston. The Texans are really shitty. In fact, I went 13-3 on my fucking picks, and this was one of my losses, and it pissed me off. I guess the Jaguars just want that number one pick. Number 31, Carolina Panthers. So this past Sunday, because the Panthers played the Buffalo Bills, I got to watch every single snap that Mr. Cam Newton took. And I have to say, I enjoyed myself. I can't remember the last time I watched a football game and laughed my ass off the way I did. And I don't mean I was laughing because the Bills were winning. I mean, I was like downright belly giggling at some of the throws that Cam Newton was making. It was like the first time I ever saw the movie Wedding Crashers or Half Baked. My stomach muscles were hurting. Yeah, I have stomach muscles. We all do. It's just some of us, you can't see them. No, but for real, some of the passes that Newton was making were fucking comical. And I couldn't contain myself. I had to laugh. Under Cam Newton, this Carolina Panthers offense has got to be the worst offense in football. Yeah, I know they're missing Christian McCaffrey. I get it. Injuries happen in the NFL. Signing a man like Cam Newton to take over your offense, that shit happens too. And being deemed one of the worst offenses in football because of that decision happens also. Enjoy playing the Bucs twice out of your last 3 games. Number 30, Chicago Bears. I remember being a big fan of Justin Fields when he was on the Netflix show QB1 Beyond the Lights. I love that fucking show. And I was excited to see that he was entering the NFL draft, and I couldn't wait to see where he was going. And then the Bears drafted him, and I was pissed. Because just like I suspected, the Bears are ruining this man. Now, I'm not suggesting that this man is an elite quarterback, but he's certainly better than what he's showing right now. I'm telling you, a better organization would have him further in his developments, and they would be assisting him towards success. And the Bears are just bending him over and fucking him right in the pooper. This Chicago Bears franchise is becoming a fucking joke. Terrible head coach who still hasn't been fired yet. All this back and forth between Justin Fields and Andy Dalton. Man, as a punishment, this franchise should be forced to move out of Chicago. Chicago deserves better. I vote for San Antonio. Number 29, New Jersey Jets. So on Sunday, the Jets had two double-digit leads that they blew to the Miami Dolphins. And do you know why they did this? They did this because they are the New Jersey fucking Jets. And they suck big, fat, hairy donkey balls every Tuesday in Tijuana for rusty nickels. And because they're the New Jersey Jets. So the Jets actually stayed in this game a little bit. And do you know how they did that? Trick plays. Trick plays. Do you know what trick plays translates to me? I see this as the Jets coaches saying, we don't trust our franchise quarterback, Zach Wilson, to get a win. So let's run these trick plays and see if we can generate some kind of offense. That's the way I see it. And you know what? I agree. You know why? Because if you've watched these videos every week, I say the exact same thing. Zach Wilson is straight poo-poo. Stinky, stinky poo-poo. You know what they need to do? And I've been saying this for years. You know how the Super Bowl is always 2 weeks, and that Sunday right before the Super Bowl, they usually play the Pro Bowl? Well, on that Sunday, they should take the teams with the 2 worst records in the league. Now, for the sake of this conversation, let's say it ends up being the Jaguars and the Jets. Well, the Jaguars and the Jets need to play a game, and the winner of that game gets the first overall pick in the draft next year. Why not? The best part about this is, if the Jets played in that game, they'd fucking lose. Because Jacksonville, I believe, is like one of the only teams worse than them that would qualify for this game. But Jacksonville would turn it on because they'd want that number one pick, and they would show that the Jets are the worst team in football. Because they're poo-poo. Just like their quarterback. Number 28, Houston Texans. Davis Mills, the 3rd round draftee, outplayed the number 1 overall pick in Trevor Lawrence on Sunday. And I don't want to hear that Trevor Lawrence doesn't have any weapons, because you know what? Neither does Davis Mills. You can come at me and say Brandon Cooks is a top-tier wide receiver. I'll just turn around and tell you that James Robinson's a top-tier running back. They both have limited tools. Davis Mills played better, and he got himself his first win ever as a starter. He did so with zero help from the run game, and the offensive line looking like they wanted to get his ass killed. The Texans are bad, for sure, but Davis Mills is looking all right. Number 27, Detroit Lions. Now, what's more important, getting the first overall pick in the draft next year or beating a team who is tied for the best record in the NFL? I don't think the Lions hesitated on their train of thought here. The Lions came out the gate in this game and all out dominated the Cardinals. All season long, I've been talking about how the Lions are at least playing tough. They're playing hard. They just don't have the talent to get the W's. Well, on Sunday, for at least one game, all that shit came together. They played tough. Their undrafted running back had a fuck of a game, and their mediocre quarterback played like a Pro Bowler. All for one game. It sure was difficult for the NFL world to comprehend that the Lions just beat the Cardinals. But as you have heard so many times, any given Sunday, go Lions. Number 26, Seattle Seahawks. For the first time in 10 years, Seattle is going to end the season with a losing record after their loss to the Rams on Tuesday night. Now, Russell Wilson was hurt. He missed a bunch of games. We all know it. And when he returned, he hasn't looked like himself. Now, that's concerning. But that'll be a concern for next year, because this year is a wrap for them. Number 25, New Jersey Giants. I don't think anyone in the NFL world, including Giants fans, would refer to Daniel Jones as an elite quarterback, or even a Pro Bowler for that matter. But in comparison to his backup, Mike Glennon, Daniel Jones is damn near Tom Brady. Sunday, Mike Glennon proved yet again that he shouldn't be taking snaps in the NFL. Jake Fromm came in and looked a hell of a lot better than Mike Glennon. And if it was up to me, Jake Fromm should be starting every game for the rest of the year. But this isn't even the biggest concern for the Giants. I mean, here's the thing, right? The Giants are done. They're not doing anything this year. They've got 3 more weeks to put this season to bed. But what is going on with Saquon Barkley? Since he entered the NFL, he's been regarded as one of the best running backs in the NFL. But since returning from injury, not only does he not look good, but he's being outplayed by his teammate Devontae Booker. This might be a long-term concern for Giants and Giants fans. Number 24, Atlanta Falcons. I said it last week. How is this team 6-7? Well, I mean, now they're 6-8, but you get me. And this week against the 49ers, they once again look like a team not living up to their record. Okay, so the game started out nice. They recover a fumble on the opening kickoff, but these motherfuckers failed to get in the end zone. They came away with 0 points after failing on 4th and goal. And it seems like that series right there set the tone for the entire game. It's crazy to think that this team is still in the playoff hunt. They're only 1 game out at 6-8. But this team ain't doing nothing. Number 23, Washington. Does Washington have a run defense? Because Tuesday night against the Eagles, they looked like they were sleeping. I mean, early in this game, Washington was gift wrapped. Like, 'tis the season, it's Christmas time, and the Eagles gave them a gift with 2 turnovers and gave them a 10-0 lead. But from that point on, Washington just went back to sleep. They played like they had a quarterback who hasn't played in years. Oh shit, hold up. A few weeks ago, Washington was supposed to be challenging the Cowboys for the division. 2 weeks later, after being bitch slapped by both the Cowboys and the Eagles, their playoff hopes are just fading away, turning into dreams because they like to sleep. Number 22, Miami Dolphins. The Dolphins win again. 6 in a row for the Dolphins. I guess that's impressive, right? My team hasn't won 6 in a row. But coming off of a bye week, playing at home against the Jets, and being behind twice in the game by double digits kind of speaks volumes to this 6-game win streak. And if you look at the teams that they beat, yeah, you better have won 6 in a row. Tua is still a terrible quarterback. He threw 2 more interceptions. One was uglier than the other. And that one that was just horrendous was a pick 6, allowing the Jets to tie the game in the 4th quarter. And if you saw that throw on a highlight reel, like, what? Again, 6 games in a row is impressive. But the final 3 games are going to show you that Tua is not good and the Dolphins are not a playoff team. Sorry, I'm not fucking sorry. Number 21, Minnesota Vikings. What an ugly ass game for the Minnesota Vikings. There was absolutely nothing pretty about this win. But I suppose it didn't need to be pretty, because ultimately they were playing the shitty Chicago Bears. This win actually moves the Vikings into a playoff spot. The fuck? But most importantly for Vikings fans, they didn't have to suffer through yet another nail-biting game where the Vikings usually shit the bed late. Hey, a win's a win, right? Number 20, Cleveland Browns. Practice squad quarterback Nick Mullins gets called up for the start because of COVID protocols. After the game was moved from Saturday afternoon to Monday night, and in case you missed it, Raider Nation was pissed. And the Browns had a chance to win this game and take over first place in the AFC North. For real. And guess what? It almost fucking happened. Mullins engineered himself a fucking touchdown run to take a late lead in the fourth quarter. For real. But once again, it was the Browns defense that failed them. And they ended up losing on a field goal that Carlson kicked twice. And instead of taking over first place in the North, the Browns took over last place in the North. But credit is certainly due to the Browns. Missing 8 starters and almost winning this game against the Raiders. Well done. But you're still not a playoff team. Number 19, Las Vegas Raiders. All right, so the Raiders escaped Cleveland with a fucking win. Somehow. And the thing is, I want to both hate on them and commend them at the same fucking time. Like, on one side of the ball, I'm like, yo, did you really almost lose to practice squad QB Nick Mullins? Did you really almost blow this game because of stupid fucking penalties? Again? But on the other side, I'm like, damn, Derek Carr did it again. It seems like Mr. Carr is built to shine when the clock goes underneath a minute. In the heat of the moment, this dude steps the fuck up. I mean, how many times have we seen him do this? Late in the fourth quarter, throwing bombs, moving the chains, picking up first downs. It's what he fucking does. Ultimately, the Raiders stay alive in the playoff hunt with a win against Cleveland. Okay. Number 18, Denver Broncos. Real talk, if the Broncos want to make the playoffs, they need Teddy Bridgewater. Look, that's not groundbreaking information there. Everyone knows that. But it's setting up my point. My point being this. When Bridgewater was carted off the field on Sunday, enter Drew Lock. And Drew Lock proceeded to show you why he is no longer a starter. Now, granted, he did toss a touchdown pass to take a brief lead, but then he fumbled away an opportunity in the red zone and continuously missed the targets the rest of the game. The Broncos are 1 game out of a playoff spot currently. But if Bridgewater doesn't return and they've got to rely on Drew Lock, they may as well be 15 games out of the fucking playoffs. I'm just saying. Number 17, Tennessee Titans. Man, when it was 13-3 and they had the lead, it looked like the Titans were going to walk out of Pittsburgh with a very nice win. But it was the turnovers, once again, that bit the Titans right in the culo. That means ass. Or butt, if you want to be PG. 3 turnovers in the fourth quarter doomed them. Number 16, New Orleans Saints. Damn. Yo, experts have been saying it all season long. The Saints defense is not getting the credit that it deserves. And on Sunday Night Football, that Saints defense said, hello, as they shut out Tom Brady and the Super Bowl champs for everyone to see. So does everybody know about that Saints defense now? This game took place without the Saints head coach Sean Payton, who is Tom Brady's kryptonite. But now I'm starting to wonder if it's just the Saints as a team. Cameron Jordan played like a man fucking possessed, as he and the rest of that D-line was all up in Tom Brady's ass all game. 4 sacks, an interception, and a Tom Brady fumble. Now, not only was this an impressive game for everybody to see, but this game also moved the Saints into a playoff spot. Shit. What wins playoff games? Defense and running the ball, right? Well, that Saints D is looking nice. And they got this dude over there named Alvin Kamara. Fuck. Number 15, Baltimore Ravens. No team in the NFL has been hit harder by the injury bug than the Baltimore Ravens. Now, on Sunday, the Baltimore Ravens hosted arguably the best team in football in the Green Bay Packers. And the Ravens went at it without their starting quarterback, Lamar Jackson. And you know what? It didn't seem to matter. Tyler Huntley went out there and played as if he was auditioning for a starting role. And in my opinion, he proved that he's worthy. This man was a beast. The Ravens offense played better than it has in about a month. Down 14 with 9.5 minutes left to go in the game. Huntley scored 2 touchdowns. Not consecutively, you know. And he gave the Ravens an opportunity for a massive fucking win. But yet again, John Harbaugh chooses to go for the win rather than kicking the extra point to tie the game and send it to overtime. And the 2-point try was no good, and the Ravens fell short. And I don't know how Ravens fans feel about John Harbaugh's decision there, but this loss moves them out of first place in the AFC North and even out of a playoff spot for the time being. Number 14, Pittsburgh Steelers. So the Steelers stay alive in the playoff hunt with a ridiculous fourth quarter defensive performance. After being down 13-3, they come all the way back to not only tie the game, but actually take a 19-13 lead. Then in the fourth quarter, the Steelers just started gobbling up turnovers and collected 3 of them. And that pretty much sealed the game against the Titans. TJ Watt and Cameron Hayward absolutely dominated the line of scrimmage all game long. This game both helped the Steelers and hurt the Titans at the same time. Number 13, Philadelphia Eagles. Yo, I am convinced that in the preseason, a rule was set in place within the Eagles organization that says that Miles Sanders is not allowed to get in the fucking end zone. This man, since returning from injury, has been an absolute fucking beast. He's gaining ridiculous yardage, and it seems like every other time he touches the ball, he's getting these big chunk plays. He gets the team down to the fucking goal line, and then his touchdowns are being vultured by his quarterback, Jalen Hurts. It's like Wendell Brown from Varsity Blues. And apparently, after talking to my friend who's a big Eagles fan, this is an issue in Philadelphia. Now, ultimately, the Eagles got a huge win against Washington on Tuesday night. And ultimately, that's the bigger picture. But I missed a fucking playoff spot in one of my fantasy leagues because Miles Sanders did not get in the fucking end zone. And that's what matters to me. Number 12, Cincinnati Bengals. For the second week in a row, the Bengals stormed back after trailing in a game. I almost wonder if it would be better off if they just started every game losing 3-0. So the Broncos come down, score a touchdown, and take a 1-point lead. And Joe Burrow and the Bengals offense respond immediately, with instant offense. I mean, the way they just magically came to life, it could have been part of like a Red Bull fucking commercial. Giving up a lead gives you wings. Like, come on now. But for real, this was a big win for the Bengals and moved them into first place in the AFC North. Number 11, Arizona Cardinals. It's like almost like I've been saying it all year long. So the Arizona Cardinals, yeah, they are going to clinch a playoff spot. All they need to do, simply beat the Detroit Lions. Just beat the Lions that have only won 1 game all year. That's all you got to do. Surely such a magical, amazing, underappreciated, underrespected team like the Cardinals, they can manage that shit, right? Especially being 7-0 on the fucking road all year, right? They got this. Yeah, okay. The Cardinals got their dicks rubbed in the dirt, bruh. Kyle Murray looked like ass. MVP. Yeah, this guy's MVP. Bro, this dude was missing his targets all game long. Much like he's been doing all season long. The difference on Sunday was his receivers weren't like making circus grabs to make his stats look fantastic. MVP caliber. Kyler Murray can eat a dick. Not him personally, because I really like him. He's from Texas. He played right here, right down the road. I got nothing against him. I got something against the experts that have been fucking praising him like he's the Messiah all season long. The Cardinals lose that second game in a row, and their final 3 games are pretty tough. Should be interesting. Number 10, Los Angeles Chargers. So on Thursday night, the Chargers came into this game against the Chiefs with an opportunity to sweep the Chiefs on the season series and take over first place in the AFC West. However, the Chargers came into this game and their defense was unable to stop Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, or even just slow them the fuck down. I mean, most teams have trouble with this. I get it. But the biggest issue with the Chargers here was they came away with having 0 points after having the ball twice inside the 5-yard line. Look, going for it on 4th down has been head coach Brandon Staley's MO all year. And trust me, I'm not hating on that. I love that the NFL is moving in this direction. What I am hating on is the fact that how the Chargers got down into the red zone like that was by running the fucking ball. Austin Eckler was a goddamn beast. And then when you get down on the 5-yard line, you abandon the run and you start throwing the ball. Why? Because you want Justin Herbert to succeed? I really wish people would just let go of that man's nutsack just for a minute so you can see that he's good. So credit the Chargers for actually taking the Chiefs to the overtime, but also credit the Chargers with a fucking loss and a golden opportunity just wasted. Number 9, San Francisco 49ers. This was a big win for the Niners against the Falcons. This win kept them in a playoff spot. Defensively, the Niners, they were the fucking Niners. They made goal line stands. They stuffed the Falcons on 4th downs. They even had a strip sack of Matt Ryan that led to a touchdown a few plays later. The question remains, though, are the Niners really a threat in the NFC? Every time my mind starts to sway to the side that says yes, they are, they get beat by a team that they shouldn't lose to. Let's see what they got in the final 3 weeks. Number 8, Buffalo Bills. Oh, this game against the Panthers definitely wasn't pretty. But it was a win that the Bills needed after losing 2 in a row. All game long, I had a friend who was texting me, who was also a Buffalo Bills fan, just absolutely bitching about the way the Bills were playing. My response was that no team, no quarterback in the NFL plays flawless on every down, every game, every week, every year. I honestly don't care how ugly the game was. Whether the score was 49-3 or 17-16, they still added a win in their win column. Couple that with the fact that the Patriots lost, oh boy, sets up a matchup for this Sunday, where the Bills go into Foxborough to play the Patriots, which will ultimately, most likely, determine AFC East winner. I'm counting down the days for Sunday. Go Bills. Number 7, New England Patriots. So the Patriots played on Saturday night against the Colts, and they played like they had a rookie quarterback. I think that's fair to say. So far this season, rookie quarterback Mac Jones has done nothing flashy, but he has yet to make the big mistakes that rookies often make. Well, Thursday night, he made those mistakes. This loss to the Colts snaps the Patriots' 7-game win streak at the worst possible time. The Patriots find themselves only 1 game up on the Buffalo Bills. And guess who's coming to town Sunday? The Colts lay the smackdown on the Patriots and knocked them down. Now the answer to the question remains, can they pick themselves up off the ground like champions often do? I have faith in Bill Belichick, I surely do. Not so much in a rookie quarterback though. Number 6, Indianapolis Colts. So Saturday Night Football against the Patriots, the Colts came out looking like a team on a motherfucking mission. You ever see those Bugs Bunny commercials where he's like all over the field? He's there, he's here, he's there. That's what the Colts looked like. On defense, they were fucking everywhere. They were laying hits on receivers. They were blocking punts. Shit, one of their safeties popped out of the popcorn machine on the fucking concession stands. This fucking team was fired up and ready to play. And the game ended in the perfect way. After the Patriots scored a touchdown to make it a 3-point game, the Colts are just running the ball trying to ice the game, trying to run the clock out. And then big badass motherfucking Jonathan Taylor decides it's time. It's fucking time. And he breaks his fucking 67-yard touchdown to the house. Because that man is unstoppable. He is a bad, bad man. Fuck a Derrick Henry. Jonathan Taylor is the greatest running back in the NFL today. I'm just saying, if the Colts sneak into the playoffs, which I think they will, who's going to stop them? Who's going to stop them? Number 5, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Sunday Night Football, Bucs Saints. Leonard Fournette goes down. Chris Godwin goes down. Mike Evans goes down. Suddenly, Tom Brady lost all his weapons. He also lost his temper. I'm sure you saw the little clip where he threw the Microsoft Surface tablet. Must be nice to have money like that. But I can understand, right? This dude got shut out for the 3rd time in his career. That's it. It reminds me of that meme of the old lady from Titanic. It's been 84 years. Yeah. So instead of clinching the division title like the Bucs had plans on doing, they get swept for the season by the Saints because Brady still cannot figure out how to beat them. But in all truth, this game was nothing but a mere speed bump. The Bucs' final 3 games are 2 against the Panthers and 1 against the Jets. Bucs are going to be just fine. Number 4, Dallas Cowboys. So the Dallas Cowboys get a nice win against a division opponent this week, but this win wasn't pretty or easy. The Giants actually held their own defensively. The Cowboys were forced to grind out a gritty win. They had a tough time moving the ball on offense. Short passes here, short runs here. No big chunk plays. But once again, it was the Cowboys defense that stole the fucking show. They kept on giving their struggling offense great field position, and that's pretty much why or how they won the game. So Cowboy fans, they should be happy with this 10-4 record and on the verge of wrapping up the NFC East, for sure. But you also need to be asking, what the fuck is wrong with Dak? He looks nothing like what he did earlier in the season. That injury fucked him up. Now the division is all but wrapped up, but they still have 3 tough games to finish this year. That's a perfect opportunity to find out what the fuck is wrong with this quarterback, because the postseason ain't gonna be easy. Number 3, Los Angeles Rams. That Rams defense is badass. We all know it. We all knew it to be true. This is nothing new. But it was because of that defense that the Rams were able to win on Tuesday night against the Seahawks, because the Rams offense was not there until the second half. And it was Cooper Kupp, shocker, who ignited the Rams offense in the second half. He once again swooped in and saved the fucking day for the Rams with yet another monster game, giving the Rams their 3rd win in a row. Number 2, Kansas City Chiefs. I'll be honest, I thought the Chiefs were going to blow the Chargers out in this game. But ultimately, it took overtime for the Chiefs to win. But they did win, and it's their 7th straight win. And it's not lost on me that Patrick Mahomes' brother, Jackson Mahomes, hasn't been making videos dancing on anybody's logos lately. Maybe the distractions were hurting them, but it certainly seems they are back on track. 3 games left to go. They got a 2-game lead in the AFC West. Should be wrapped up real soon. Number 1, Green Bay Packers. So the Packers went into Baltimore and absolutely dominated the first half. Actually, most of the game. They had a 14-point lead with 9.5 minutes left to go in the game before the Ravens decided, oh shit, let's score some points. And truth be told, the Packers got lucky. Well, I don't want to say lucky, that's not the right word, but you know what I'm getting at. The Ravens opted to go for 2 points to win the game rather than kick the extra point and go to overtime. That's what I mean by the Packers being lucky. Because at that time, the Ravens had all the momentum. Fortunately for the Packers, that 2-point conversion failed, and the Packers were able to clinch the NFC North yet again. It's worth mentioning, Marquez Valdes-Scantling is becoming one of Aaron Rodgers' favorite targets. Having someone like him behind arguably the best receiver in football, Davante Adams, oh boy, it's going to be trouble for opposing teams in the playoffs.